Who is RuPaul Charles? RuPaul Charles was born on November 17, 1960, in San Diego, California. He was the only boy out of 4 children. He had 1 younger sister and 2 older sisters. When he was a teenager, he moved to Atlanta, Georgia, where he resided with his 2 older sisters. In high school, he had begun cross-dressing and looked up to Diana Ross and Jane Ford for inspiration. RuPaul started his career in 1982, where he went on a TV show with his music group known as RuPaul and the U-Hauls. After the group split, he ventured off to start his own career. RuPaul has ran a success and honorary course through his lifetime. He had many successful hit songs such as Supermodel, You Better Work, Snapshot, Work Out, and Sissy That Walk. RuPaul is greatly known for his reality TV show, RuPaul's Drag Race. When he pitched this idea to the producers he won them over on the first try. In March of 2018, he was first drag queen to earn a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, which is a big step forward for the LGBTQ community. In RuPaul's Sissy That Walk video, he encourages people to live a life without shame. Take a chance on life and do it with pride, because people will always have something to say. RuPaul's familial influences played a major role in helping shape his career. He described his father as the life of the party and his mother as a rebel, somebody who did not bow down to authority. He was especially influenced by his mom, given the period in time in which he grew up. He talked about how bold and courageous you had to be to stand up in such a time. He mentioned that his mom was a lighter complexion Creole woman who he saw as fierce. In his song Sissy That Walk, he talks about the lessons that his mom taught him while he grew up. Don't forget what my mama said. People talking ish since the beginning of time. Unless they paying your bills, pay them bitches no mind. And I'm a femme queen, mother of a house of no shame. The song does not have many lyrics, but the few that it does play a significant role in his encouraging people to live their life with no shame, because people are going to talk about you no matter what you say. This is very important message and is relatable to anyone, whether they are a part of the LGBT community or not. These are important messages that any parent can tell their child to ensure that they live a life that they want to live. RuPaul had a great impact and influence on the LGBTQ community. He encouraged self-love and advocated for the LGBTQ community throughout his career. Although he carried 2 intersections such as being a black man, gay, and drag, he was highly respected by all different kind of people. He paved the way for many drag queens and gave them an opportunity of a lifetime. RuPaul's Drag Races was the first national openly gay television show, which is a very big deal for the drag community. It got the world talking, wondering, and wanting to understand and even learn. The winner of the should would not only receive an $100,000 prize, but will have the opportunity to travel the world for a year in order to represent the show. In addition, the show had a major influence on pop culture. Terms such as yes, queen, shade, and etc. are heavily used today by people of all communities. An article called How RuPaul's Drag Race Changed the Way We Speak by Carolyn R. She states, the show language borrows from the 1991 New York documentary Paris is Burning, depicting the origins and meanings behind culture. Words such as shade, in particular, have now become mainstream, used in songs and writing by people outside of the Black or LGBTQ community.
In an interview with World of Wonder, RuPaul states that the term comes from a writer-columnist, Rich Joswiak, who was doing a story on child pageants. Joswiak attended a rehearsal where the coach, a flamboyant gentleman, told an 8-year-old that she better sissy that walk. The term caught RuPaul's attention, which he then started using himself around the set of his show RuPaul's Drag Race and around his friends. According to the blog Panko Jamas, the term sissy that walk can mean to walk with a very noticeable or an exaggerated switch or strut, walking with confidence, or a statement of approval for the way that a person is walking. Alongside the contestants and the male models, a Black Panther appears in the music video. A Black Panther symbolizes strength and power. The music video, Sissy That Walk, is about empowerment, strength, and confidence. A Black Panther can also be seen as an animal to be afraid of or untouchable, which can be tied to the human person to be confident in oneself, where we do not allow others to comments, critiques affect our path. RuPaul's mantra his entire career for more than 35 years has been to love yourself. Looking back, the biggest obstacles were set in place by me, he once stated. I know that sounds so weird and sacrilegious to say, given that I am a black and gay and a drag queen and all these things. But I still believe the biggest obstacles were set by me, which is really outrageous. So RuPaul himself has ever doubted himself, which is why he continues to empower, strength, and be confident, and his mantra will always be to love yourself. In an interview in 1993, RuPaul was a guest in Arsenio Hall's show. Arsenio Hall asked RuPaul Charles, who was dressed in drag at the time, if he would rather have been born a woman. To which RuPaul answered, "No, I am very happy with being a big old black man. The children respond to me in drag." Charles has said that he feels he is beyond categorization. He's black, but he's not. He's gay, but he's not. But Charles belongs to a different generation, one that fought so hard for visibility that they feel they've earned their right to eschew all political decorum and enjoy the anarchy of reinvention, co-opting, and bending language beyond recognition. That is why drag is a revolution, because we're mocking a box for who he chooses to be. There is always space to reinvent yourself without being criticizing for doing so. If I fail or if I fall, at least I gave my all is a universal message to empower that you should go for whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, no matter if you succeed or if you fail. In years of being in the career of drag racing and performing, RuPaul did not find his success until 1993 with the hit single Supermodel, which topped the charts, earned him an MTV Music Award nomination, and shot him to international superstardom as a drag queen. He was the first person ever to be the face of MAC Cosmetics, raising money for the company's AIDS fund, and in 1996 he landed his own self-titled VH1 talk show, becoming the first ever openly gay national television host, which was a huge accomplishment for the time being. RuPaul Charles has always proudly been on the fringe and gone up against the status quo, which is what he says drag is all about. The art of drag is a big fu to masculine culture. Our culture is obsessed with masculinity, which would be perfectly fine if there was some balance to it. But there isn't balance to it. Paul states that experiencing such stereotypical expressions of masculinity at a young age is what turned his attention to art, specifically drag. Silver Rage by Alan Downs. Downs explains that the first man a gay man ever loves is his father if he's present. As a young gay man, the first man you loved was your father, and you craved from him love, affection, and tenderness. What most of us received from our fathers fell short. Why? To start with, our fathers were raised as we were, to be tough, stable, and emotionally detached. The expectation is that we will honor our mother and father because they cared and nurtured us. But men break the expectation early in our lives. Society is evolving very slowly. RuPaul says that one place he's seen cultural progress is with the younger people, 11, 12, 13 years old.